Corsair RM1000X Shift, coming in at a price tag of $207.99. If at any point during the video you want to check out this exact same product, there's Amazon links below. These either comes in 850 watts, 1000 watts, or 1200 watts. I got, well, the 1000 watt is the 1000X says. This is fully modular with the smaller Type 5 connections, and that makes no difference to like the actual connections itself. It's just the connections to the PSU itself. Now the connections here, there's a lot. This includes a whopping 6 SATA and Molex connections and 7 PCIe connections, followed up by your motherboard connections. As well, I will note that this has side mounted connections instead of your typical rear, which I will say may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing, depending on your case. In some situations, it is awesome and makes it very easy to upgrade things and add certain things that need more power, but well, you can only have it facing downwards depending on, well, if it's just a traditional ATX case, it's gonna be facing downwards because obviously, well, then the connectors are gonna come out the front of the case. So there's a little bit of stuff to think about there, but overall, I really like this. And if I was going to buy one 12 volt high power supply, this is the one that I would buy. This has a 140 millimeter fluid dynamic bearing fan. This comes in slightly over 7 inches long, which is definitely longer than your average power supply, but it's not huge by any stretch of the imagination. Now here, you do not get any sleeved cables, which is a little unfortunate. However, the saving grace here is you get a ton of connections, so that's why I'm not mad. You get one 24-pin motherboard cable, a 12-volt high power cable, which uses 2 of the PCIe connections, which does kind of degrade it a little bit, but for the price, I'm not mad. 4 PCIe cables in a 6+2 layout with an additional 2 PCIe cables that can be split into 4+4 layouts, and then another PCIe connection with a 6+2 by 6+2 layout that can be used for that non-12-volt high power GPUs that have a higher power draw, but not as high as the 12-volt high power. Then you got 4 SATA cables with 4 SATA connections on each cable, and you get 2 Molex cables with 4 Molex connections on each cable. Now, and if you want a PSU like this, that's going to last you 10, 20, 30 years, potentially, seriously, if you want to continuously upgrade your rig, that's something that's really going to future-proof your rig. And being such a high wattage, where I think the max wattage is like 1600 watts, most likely, even in 20 years, you're going to be able to use this for high-end rigs because, well, realistically, your PC is not going to draw more power than a single outlet. NVIDIA, AMD, all those companies are not going to design components that are going to, well, overdraw that. Now, for the internals, when you open this up, the first thing you notice, and actually don't open this up, you shouldn't. It'll void your warranty. You shouldn't open it up. I'm just doing it for the video's sake. But the first thing you notice immediately is that this looks like it has really good airflow, which Corsair pretty much always does with their power supplies. That's a big thing here. There's a lot of room between components for cooling. There's a good amount of heat sinks, but not too many to impede airflow. I'm impressed. And for the warranty, you get a 10-year warranty. Again, if you want to check out this exact same product, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. And if you want to check out my main channel with longer form content, you can check that out right here. But this is a consumer tech review, high speed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.